Yes. Ah.
Hey, good to see you again.
Got another race to run, huh?
Second of 4.
Think this... So...
You...
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
No, I don't have it. Well, how am I supposed to know who's got it? Dude, this is your problem, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought you'd stand me up again. I thought Bully would have to ride shotgun.
Bully is a fantastic shot.
He is. But he's talking, always. Too much. His mouth never stops running. It's distracting. I take the turns too wide.
So next time I actually don't make it, there's duct tape in the trunk. Just saying. So next time I...
Well, I'll be damned.
Seconds and counting. You there? Hey!
Ignore him. Luigi tries to get in people's heads.
Hey, you!
I really wish I had a belch ready to go.
Yeah? What's up?
Yeah, that's
Just wanted to
fair.
wish
I
you
just
luck.
noticed something and I
Thanks.
shared it in the chat, in the Discord. I mean,
This
I'm just like, I literally just get in the car and I'm just like, oh, fantastic.
I never noticed that one either.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's like, at least in the first race or two, you get to pick which car you use.
Yeah.
It's like, how is that anything other than forcing it down your throat? How is that anything other than? You don't get a choice not to be exposed to it.
I feel kind of like I'm cheating by using the self-destruct thing on my opponent's cars.
No, not at all, man. It takes skill to be able to maintain control of your car while you pull up the scanner. Even in slow-mo, you're still losing a couple of seconds of control. So even if you get the other cars to do something that's advantageous, you can still run yourself into a wall, no problem, or even, hit a bump and flip. Like, there is still an opportunity cost to using hacking. Yeah, it's powerful, but it's not a guaranteed win. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience, which is embarrassing to admit.
Man, the terrain here is absolute garbo.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why you end up in that vehicle, because it's one of the ones that, like, any of the normal street-built vehicles, the ones that are built to run on asphalt, you think your ass is swinging all over the place in that thing? Ho ho ho, do I have news for you.
No, I don't think any of my
I tried
quick hacks
running-
are actually working this time. Like, still got 5 cars behind me. Finding that interesting.
So what you can do is throw up the scanner, well, get to a straightaway, throw up the scanner, swing the camera around, right? Hit one of them with the
Sandstorm.
emergency
Careful,
brake,
Lee.
and you should immediately pull away.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the self-destruct. Some of the cars are immune to it being blown up, which is another thing that irritated the shit out of me because I had gotten accustomed in the first race or two. I would just pull out my handgun and I would just blow them to bits. Like one of the races, I literally blew up all the other cars. So
Yeah.
I was able to just stroll my way across the finish line. But then I noticed in some of the later races, my bullets were hitting. I could see the impacts of the projectiles on their cars. No damage. I'd wasted magazine after magazine blasting them and they wouldn't blow up. It was like the devs were like, "Oh, okay, we let you do it once, but if we let you do that as, each race, then there's no racing challenge." Yeah? But it's my choice whether I want a racing challenge or not, dude. If I want to blow them up, let me blow them the fuck up.
I mean, what's the
Especially
point
if
in
you already let me do it?
what's the point in having a gunner, who's trying to kill our opponents, if the
Oh
if
man, that's an even better argument. They literally put cars in that are indestructible though. Can you, like, as much as I believe this game is a masterpiece, there are some choices the devs made that are just unforgivable. Like they're just complete bullshit design choices. Like utter and complete bullshit.
how long does the emergency brake quick hack last anyway?
It's a decent while. It's more than 10 seconds. Like you should. At one point, I had 3 cars trailing me in this race, and they were all kind of stacked up on my bumper, bouncing into one another. I managed to tag all 3 of them with emergency brake, and I didn't see them for the rest of the race. They were just gone. I left them in the dust. And mind you, that was also the race where I learned that you shouldn't run this with like a hot rod car. Because until you hit a flat straightaway, like, it is incredibly frustrating and you will be behind the pack. I'll just put it that way. Because you can't keep your ass in line. It keeps swinging all over the place. Like, I can't tell you how many 180s and 270s I accidentally took because I hit a tiny little bump while I was nudging the wheel to the side and my entire car just spun out.
I mean, I'll be fair. Look at the when the stream catches up to it, you can see all the markers for all the other races. Like they're actually quite far behind. So the emergency brake, you're right, it has worked quite effectively.
It also works, so if you ever have to deal with police, I'm not saying fighting them obviously, but like when some accidental crap happens and you get wanted stars, if they haven't reached you yet, like if they're decently far enough away, emergency brake is your friend, because then you stop their car and you take off in the other direction.
Yeah.
If they're really close to you, you sidestep and tell their car to floor it, and they drive right past.
I've done something similar with other vehicles. Yeah.
That, in my opinion, that is the most fun one. They're like, you see the little awareness indicators start going up and up and up, and then all of a sudden you hear the beep beep, and so you hit the scanner,
Hey,
you
eyes
tell
on
their
me.
car to floor it,
Yeah.
and just as they're like, oh man, like they throw out one of their one-liners to tell you to stop, they just go sailing off down the road past you like, later.
Your last driver is better than I am?
He was a good husband, an amazing wheelman.
Oh, okay. Claire's husband died. All right, fair enough.
So you're racing for him.
He adored this shit. Had a keen mind for machines, unmatched. He could talk to him. When he got behind the wheel, it was like he fused with it. But just him. No implants.
What do you say we win this for him?
I'm counting on you. You want a lift to my garage?
Yeah, no, I don't
Find
need
my
it.
own way there. Thanks.
All right, see ya.
I'm sort of wondering at this point, like, if she's got the,
What shortcut? That is crazy.
just for the sake of
You lost him?
ideological stuff planted on her car,
Fucking
right?
children. Okay, come back.
Who is it supposed to be indicating? Is because I can see she's a bit buff for a woman, right?
She is, in her bio, if you go into the database, she is a transgender woman, meaning she was born biologically male.
That's, I suspected it was her character. Nope, that's not.
Yeah, my objection was the way they depict her. She does not have the traits of biological male. I don't even think they gave her an Adam's apple.
No.
So it's like this graphical ledger domain to make her pass, or him pass.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest. You see that a lot with people who are trans online. They'll do drawings and stuff to depict themselves as passing, but then when you actually take a real look at
They
them, like
deliberately omit the biological, the physical biological features that, I mean, even subtle ones, like they delete them so that it's impossible to tell. Yep. Because in real life, we can tell.
this here,
Maybe not always through like a video camera, but in person, we can tell.
Yeah. The Sagard is probably
I shouldn't make an absolute statement like that. Let me be fair. We can tell more than 95% of the time.
Yeah. Like, I mean, what's her name?
It's not even hard.
Blair White? She put in a lot of effort to make herself actually look female, you know?
Yeah, but I could tell. She never passed, for me anyway.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, at least, she's put in the effort. Whatever. I don't think...
Yeah. I mean, some of them, some of them do, but that doesn't excuse what some of the artists do.
No, hell no.
In order to create this, this kind of false impression that it's easy to pass.
And the other thing that I find unforgivable is when you take someone, like, they claim to be, the... what is it, the model that they base a character image off, like Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West, right? They took the person that they claimed to be the character model and completely scuffed it, and they're like, oh no, we use this person as our character model. He looks nothing like Aloy.
So, transgender women tend to have to use catfish levels of makeup. And when graphic artists do it, they use catfish levels of Photoshop.
I think I managed to successfully do all this stuff to get Pan Am interested in me.
Has there been a tank involved yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I suspect because I had streamer mode on, I didn't get to see all the naughty bits.
No, it was a respectful scene. That's
Fair
one
enough.
thing that, as much as they played up sexual themes in this game, to a degree that I thought was a little bit of a waste of money, like, because they had to spend development time turning up the sexual bits that much. When it came to that scene, it really wasn't that bad. Did you ever meet the guy who forces you to drive him? Well, he doesn't force you, but he like demands that you drive him to a clinic.
The guy
Mr.
that
Stress.
got the bad penis implant.
Mr. Stud. Mr. Stud. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that one pretty early on, I think.
It's another thing the developers did with certain driving sequences, like in certain quests. They will alter the behavior of traffic so that as you're approaching certain intersections, they perfectly time cars to be getting in your way.
Yep.
And the cars will travel at different speeds to ensure that they're in your way. And the drivers of those cars behave differently than the normal traffic AI, like they're more reckless.
Yep, I've noticed
Like
that.
when you're driving and you're not on a quest and you're zipping through an intersection, other cars will swerve to avoid you, but on certain quests, when they send a car in front of you, it's like the person like just doesn't care.
Yeah. I've noticed that. I was
Artificial difficulty.
was
it's another development choice I was annoyed with.
I was looking at I was doing this other mission where I can't remember the guy's name now, but he wanted revenge on a prisoner.
Jablonski.
Yeah, Jablonski.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Did you? Oh, how did that quest turn out?
So I didn't do it. I didn't attack or anything like that. He was like, "Oh, I'll go ahead and I'll." You know, he wanted.
Yep.
He was the one who wanted revenge, so I let him approach. He got shot by the
Cop shoots him.
NCPD guy. Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Yep.
I know you.
And then
Saw
you
back
end up
at the
talking.
Caldo camp.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
Cole,
I
you
ended up
right?
going with
The one and only.
the other guy.
Did someone from the family send you here?
Yep, and he tells you that he needs your help, and he has you follow him around for the day, and you go to a restaurant, and then he leaves.
Yeah, and I pissed off Rachel, I think. Mind you, at that point I was intentionally trying to piss Rachel off.
Well, she was trying to get rid of you. Did you agree to leave everything alone?
No.
Or did you went into the restaurant, so no, you didn't. Okay.
I...
Do you know what it's about yet? Do you know, like, they're filming a brain dance. Do you know
Yeah.
what the brain dance is?
From the information I've gotten so far, I'm suspecting he's on death row.
He is.
Yeah. So the
But he
whole
was released.
I think the whole idea is that he's doing this whole thing like where he's going to go have his execution as part of a brain, you know, and so that he, his execution is part of the brain dance. That's my gathering, but I could be wrong.
Do you know anything about treat?
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Now, why do I get the feeling
Maybe do
something's
that
wrong?
one soon.
What have you gotten
before I
yourselves
leave.
into?
Yeah, I'll
Carol and Cass are here to close the deal with the scavengers. We purloined some cyberware for them.
And
I'll make sure
And
that that's
it's
the
taken
next
them
thing
near
I do.
eternity. Something isn't right.
Okay. In my opinion, that was
I'll go
one
and take a
of
look. Make sure everything's okay.
the harder
Wait.
quests,
It's just.
but also one of the most thoughtful.
Well, they could get real sore about.
initially
Just keep
confusing,
a
but
lookout.
Fair enough.
You asked, you received. What's the problem? The problem's that you were late. By 3 hours.
Sorry to interrupt. Thought I'd drop by, you know? Make sure everyone's playing fair.
Who the fuck is this?
Deals either go quickly or they go badly. It's Biz 101. Longer you drag out the convo, more
Anything
peeps you'll
happen on your
drag in.
network?
Just a reminder
Sorry?
that there are more
PC?
of us. In case you were to pull
The
a
stream
gun
is
move.
buffering a lot.
You think
Has
you're
anything
so
happened
fucking
on your
late?
network or on your PC?
Not so far as I'm aware. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me just check.
Just did it like 5 or 6 times in a row with like only a few second gaps. So. No, just
Yeah, there was
fine.
that. No. There was. I just was taking a look at the performance metric, and it has dropped. It's fluctuating a bit. So I think, like, it's normally sitting at around 6,000 kilobytes per second, but it did just spend a couple of seconds down around the 2000 kilobytes per second, so
Maybe if I adjust the quality on the stream down.
pretty sure I had
Auto
this
adjusted down to 720p. I'll try 480, but I don't want to pixelate
Sev-
it much more than that.
720, I think, where I normally stream at for the sake
That's
of...
fine. Yeah, I bumped it down a little to see if it helps.
Okay, fair enough.
Because the difference between 720p and 480 on a standard 1080 monitor isn't that big.
Yeah.
It's very little pixelation.
Alright, well... Anyway. I'll keep half it...
Go.
Yep.
What if I do
Mush.
wanna pull a gonk move
Mush.
starting with your ugly
Vamos.
face?
You can try.
How about we get this over with, Roman? We were late.
Schnell.
Our bad,
Schnell.
granted. We'll scratch off 10%.
20.
15.
I have
Fine,
never been
let's
able
call
to
it a
figure out
fucking
why
day
the
already.
German word for,
I'll give the sick for the
you know,
edges.
go quickly is like
Must be outside your mind, V.
snail.
Why'd you come here?
Dealing with the scavs. On their turf. On their terms. You must really be desperate. And desperate people don't think straight.
Save us your patronizing, V. We knew the risk, but
We really need this money. Like, badly.
Hush up now. You can conversate all you want later.
Funny. Didn't like your ugly skin plate from the get-go. Now I know why.
Patronize.
You're the one who flushed us out in Watson.
Hey Cassidy, how about
Sounded
trying to
upset.
accept constructive
forget, huh?
criticism, buddy?
We're
Yeah,
done
right,
here.
right.
He's there to
If I
help
were you,
Can at least let him
I'd
speak
think
his
real
mind for
hard
crying out
about
loud.
your next move. Because you're right. I was the one who took out your chooms in Watson. Shot them all like fish in a barrel. So why do you think this will play out any different? Because you got us surrounded? Take a look at me. A real good one. You see my implants?
Watch that sniper, you
I
see
can
it?
slice you in a
Yeah, I
ribbons
do.
before you can squeeze a trigger.
Okay.
I know it. You know it.
Might not have to worry about it, but if you do, make sure whatever cover you
Give
use
him the
cuts
edges.
that angle.
What, are you fucking deaf? I said, give him the edges! This isn't over yet, Merc.
I've seen some things in my lifetime. But hearing you back there sent chills down my spine. Literally. Thanks, V. Hell, that sure was something.
You whooped their asses real good.
I didn't even have to do anything, just like, yeah.
You can pay me back some other time.
you bet your sweet bippy we will.
Oh,
Thanks
boy,
for everything,
you
V.
bet your sweet
So
bippy.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, by this point in the story, V is legitimately a hardened killer.
oh, hell yeah.
Anybody who is or isn't could sense it. And probably a hardened killer would have an easier time sensing it. They just wouldn't be as scared of it.
Probably. Alright, now, we want to go journal. Which mission was it?
But you legitimately could have mowed down that entire crew. Maybe having to use a health item once or twice. But like,
This one.
from the beginning of that interaction, those scavs had no chance. They might not have known it, but they had absolutely zero chance.
I think the mission here just spoiled it here. This corpo slot from the Crucifixion BD. I think I know what the execution method is now. And I mean,
Yep.
I think I get it too.
I mean, he explained, his state of mind. So
Yeah, he did.
he was either acting or he is honestly remorseful.
And
if
I
he's
can
honestly
appreciate that.
remorseful, that is a big freaking deal.
Yep. I agree with you on that. Like,
Big remorse is one thing. Yeah, sure, that's about a dozen. Someone who's honestly remorseful after doing the sorts of things he's done.
Absolutely. Like, I know, like, sometimes it's hard, like, when you wonder whether someone is truly remorseful about things, like,
Right, because it's literally the deciding factor in whether they deserve forgiveness or not.
yeah, and
If they have no contrition, they don't deserve forgiveness.
yeah,
If they're
And that-
unrepentant, they don't deserve it.
and that's one of the aspects that when you, like, there are a bunch, you know, all these people who, you know, do the whole OnlyFans thing or whatever, and then suddenly, like, you
Oh,
find,
the Tradwife pipeline?
mm-hmm, yeah,
Yeah, but it could be just a strategy, shifting strategies for resources extraction.
exactly.
It might not be a sincere change. Yep, I know.
Oh, I think I was here before, but this, when I was here before, I hadn't had this, mission, so,
Rachel's been waiting for you.
Where do I go?
Straight down this street, building with the officer out front.
Thanks.
yeah, now that, as you call it, the Tradwife pipeline, I definitely,
I'm
like,
sure some of it's real, but some of it is just another form of catfishing.
Thought you
Yeah.
looked more, I don't know,
Well, I
professional.
found my sugar daddy, now I'm gonna be a good girl.
Whatever.
hmm.
Get in.
Don't worry, Olga. We'll fix this. Trust me. We'll be
The only
on
ones that
schedule.
I would, like,
Help's on the way.
you know, almost immediately grant you are
Finally.
sincere
We're
is
late.
if they go for a guy who's poor.
Stevenson's been asking for you
Mm.
all day. He's in his dressing room. Go talk to him.
If they go for a man who's of humble means, then they probably mean it.
Yeah. I'll admit, I wasn't expecting to walk in and see this guy practically naked. I know we're doing the whole crucifixion thing, and that means
Wanted
he's
to see
supposed to
me?
look like Jesus
It seems
would have.
you're the one friend I have.
Gets better.
What does that say about me? What exactly is going on?
What am I doing? Why?
Hold on. I want to pause here for a second because this, I want to push back on what he just said. I know, it can be hard sometimes, but here's the thing, right? If you are a true believer in Christ, like, the reality is, yes, there are plenty of opportunities for you to make friends and all that sort of stuff, but if you're, as a true believer, I think that all you really need is Jesus as a friend, right? Like,
Is it
because
faith if you can't stand on your own? If it won't stand on your own with just God and Jesus?
exactly.
If
So
you
I'm
need the approval or validation of others, is it really faith?
exactly, and so that's why I'm like, I can understand.
It's just a question. I don't have the answer. I'm just saying.
No, I agree. Like, it is a good question, right? And to be fair, I could definitely see an argument for God will send you people to help you stand in your faith. Maybe as as God would send someone to help. Maybe that is what
We'll talk
V-
about this after.
Why am I?
Yeah.
Put a pin in it, but
Or
remember
maybe
the
I'm
topic.
insane after all.
Basically, the topic is what's V's part in all this?
Yeah, exactly. Alright.
V?
The choices here are quite
2 and 4 are more or less the same thing. It's just that
Yeah.
4 is more in line with Johnny's ideology.
yeah, which is why I'm not gonna go with that one. I'd be going with either 2 or 3. Like,
We don't have much
He's
time.
not doing it to rebel against God. That's
No.
the thing.
exactly.
He's
I think I'm-
actually submitting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the
Hey.
stay strong.
Listen to me.
Yep.
You got this. Come this far already. Got nothing to face but your fear.
Okay. I'll try. I am so afraid. Will you pray with me? A prayer of your choice.
You know what? That is...
Fine. Sure.
That's actually another thing. Jesus himself even asked for the cup to be taken from him. Like... Let's go with recite
Our
the Lord's
Father,
Prayer.
who art in
Our
heaven,
Father, who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy
on
will be
earth
done
as it is in heaven.
on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our
Give
daily
us
bread.
this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our
And
trespasses.
forgive us our trespasses,
as we forgive those who
as
trespass
we
against
forgive
us.
those who trespass against us.
And lead us not into
And
temptation.
lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us
but
from
deliver
evil.
us from evil.
Amen.
Amen.
Time to start. Let's go.
I truly hope Zale...
Sorry, I just want to pause here for a second and say I was partly annoyed with having to continually press F to continue the Lord's Prayer, but then they missed the last part. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Like that's the last part that I always say when I do the Lord's Prayer, and I was just like, it just didn't feel right without that last part to me, at least.
I was
Mika
taught
is
it
praying
without
for
them,
me
but-
now. Will you stay with me?
Fair enough.
To the end? I would like you to wield the
It
hammer.
doesn't need to be perfect.
Nail me to the
No,
cross.
You know what?
All right, Joshua.
There you go.
As a friend, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Let's do this. You're gonna have to say some lines. A few. We'll put them up on the prompter for you.
They couldn't go with a traditional hammer?
Hey. I mean, they're not going with a traditional cross either. So
No.
Are you not the
this
Messiah?
whole BD is a
Save
marriage
yourself
of
and save us.
ancient truth with, modern veneer.
Hmm.
Do you not fear God? You stand condemned under the same sentence.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
We are punished justly, for we receive what our deeds deserve. But this man has done no wrong. Remember me when you come into your kingdom.
Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
Truly, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise.
Father, Father, into thy hands I commit my spirit.
Amen. Probably my hardest gig, that, but
The service he
got
just
through
did
it.
was
What now?
to provide
Going home.
the sensations,
I'll sleep for
or
2 days
something similar
straight.
to the sensations.
Be in
that
touch about your
Jesus felt on the
compensation
cross,
soon.
to give people the opportunity to live that agony in that context, which is important.
You shouldn't release the BD. The world shouldn't see it.
That's not up to you, that's not up to me. I'll call you.
I gotta be honest, like, sitting there doing that, like, Jesus, the man without sin, did all of that, you know, he didn't have his friends with him. He, like, everyone in the, well, I'd say not everyone, but a lot of the people in the crowd in front of him hated him. You know, they would have been yelling obscenities and all that sort of stuff, right?
They can do that in post-production.
But
the most important part of the BD was being able to get the physical sensations that he was feeling.
yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just saying, like, I feel like in this instance where Jesus knew what was to come, right? That was, like, you know, he knew ultimately that he could deal with it, right? Whereas I think it was right for V, even if he didn't know Joshua for very long, to be there as a friend for Joshua, you know?
How could he even be his friend? How did that even happen? Think back.
Turning down the volume on this. Alright. Yeah, no, I'm sitting there going, like, I'll admit, lots of, like...
I think what Joshua was trying to do with that BD was to basically smack people in Night City in the face with something approximating the truth of the gospel. And because you look around the city, you told me yourself, you started to dislike everyone in it. And it's because they've fallen so far. That was Joshua's attempt to try and make good by reviving Jesus' message in what small way he could, and you just hid it from the world. Or at least tried to. That was a mistake, brother.
Yeah, I don't know,
The only reason to hide that would have been if he was insincere. Yeah, it's not perfect. It's not an exact copy of what Jesus went through. It was the best he could do.
That's
Would
true.
you condemn it because it wasn't a perfect copy?
No.
What about the intent behind it? That's what was important.
I was going to say, it's like when you watch The Passion of the Christ, right? Like that, you're not going to get perfect from The Passion of the Christ, but
That's
like
impossible, but he tried.
Yeah, and from what I remember reading, the guy who played Barabbas in that movie, like, he actually came to Christ because of the events of, you know, what happened during filming and all that sort of stuff. Like,
I heard something about that. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. The message is what's important. The details less so.
Yeah.
Still important, but less so. But so my question to you was, what made it possible for V to even be Joshua's friend?
Compassion?
V? Compassionate? He was there to kill him.
In the first place he was, yes, but...
Yeah. And if things hadn't played out the way they did, you probably would have. If Jablonski hadn't been like, I'll do it myself, wouldn't you have popped him? Don't lie to
Actually,
me.
I probably would have, yeah.
Yep. So what made it possible for V to be his friend?
The fact that someone else stayed his hand.
Did they?
Kind of.
Who stayed your hand? Who stayed your hand?
Jablonski. At least for a moment.
Oh, no. No, he didn't. What did Joshua do when he saw Jablonski get killed? What did the officer do after he killed Jablonski?
The officer wanted to shoot me too.
Yeah, who stopped him?
Josh.
There you go. What did Josh tell you after he stopped the officer from firing on you? When he asked you to get in the car?
Well, he said he'd explain things and all that sort of stuff. And then...
Right, once you got in the car though, what did he tell you?
Well, he started
You asked him why you were there. Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
What did he explain?
Oh, he explained how his 12 years in prison had given him time to think, and all that, and...
That doesn't explain why you're there.
No.
What reason did he give you for you being there?
I'm trying to remember what he said.
He said he needed you. Why you of all people? The one sent to kill him. Why did he need you? And how could he have known that he needed you? How's that even possible? Some rando he just met that came to kill him. How could he know in that moment that he fucking needed you? This is how deep the storytelling in this game is. I won't ruin it if you can figure it out, but I will tell you if you give up.
No, I think I get it. It's...
What did Jesus do when he gathered his apostles? Who did he select? Did he select only virtuous men? Did Joshua need a sinner?
And like even then, he knew on the day of his crucifixion that his friends, the people he chose,
on that day, and then invite you back to do this. To me, this is the answer to this question is what proves that Joshua was sincere. He wasn't just playing.
as far as I can figure, V would understand him, or come to understand him.
That's a pretty big risk. He doesn't know V from Adam. Okay, here's a better way to help you figure the answer out. For a moment, put yourself in Joshua's shoes at the moment that Jablonski's gunned down, the cop's about to shoot you, and Joshua is looking at you with your gun in your hand. And remember that he knows what he's going to be doing in the next however, few days. He knows that that's all going to happen. What in the world, what value could he see in you in that moment without knowing you? What does he know about you?
That you're willing to kill him.
For money.
Yeah.
Which means you'd be willing to...
Which means that I might be willing to kill him for other reasons too.
If he asked you.
Yeah.
Nicely. And, more to the point, because he knows that you're a hardened killer, you won't fail him when the moment comes.
Yeah.
If you say you'll do it, you'll do it. That's all he saw in you. That is what put you in that room with him. He knew he needed a sinner who was hardened of heart enough to actually follow through with his request. Does that make more sense now?
Oh, it certainly does. And I feel, at the same time, I feel like
I
the way...
couldn't figure out for the life of me what the hell could he have been thinking in his brain when he tried to befriend me when I showed up to kill him. I was like, that's not just a I love everyone type of deal. That wasn't just I forgive all trespasses. There was purpose to it. There's a reason he picked quote unquote me or picked you. And when I finally figured it out, I was like, oh my... And keep in mind, the developers wrote that into the game, and they don't give you the answer. They
I know,
make you figure it out.
I know, and as with other things you've pointed out to me as well, like it's such a shame that people wouldn't even consider the half of that. Like they'd just take it,
Well,
as...
imagine how many people did what you did when they had just murdered a dude who sacrificed himself on the cross, and Rachel's like, okay, yeah, yada yada, how do you feel about things? How many people said don't show people the BD? What was the whole fucking point of that if not for people to see it? Why would you have even killed the dude at that point? Why not just be like, Joshua, I'm not doing this, man. You need to go back into police custody and let the state take you out, man. I'm not letting you go out with a spectacle. The only reason for the spectacle was to get the message out to people. But how many people didn't even think about it?
And you know what? I was watching Johnny, right? So Johnny...
It touched him, didn't it?
It did, and here's the thing, right? In the previous mission, the one that I can't remember the name of it, the light, something about the light that never dies or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like I talked to him at the end of that mission, and he's talking about how, like Joshua, sorry, wasn't was a true rebel or what have you, like, and I'm sitting there going, in my mind, I'm like, Johnny doesn't get it.
And but okay, go ahead, keep going.
Like at that point, Johnny didn't get it, and I think Johnny has the capability of getting it. Like he's obviously reasoned out his own ideology and all that sort of stuff. Like I might disagree with the conclusions he's come to with his ideology, but I can see that he's come to it through his own trial and error, is how I'll put it. Okay, but fundamentally, at the end, when he says that that Joshua is the true rebel, like, he might be right, but he's right for the wrong reasons, right? He sees things. Joshua saw it in a way where it's like, I need people in Night City to understand, how Jesus and forgiveness and all that sort of stuff work. And the way that I can see myself doing that is by sacrificing myself on the cross like Jesus did, and and so on and so forth. I don't know, like, without Johnny going fully into it, and I can't say for sure how Johnny would see it exactly, but he saw it as a rebellion against pretty much everything Night City stood for, but I don't think Johnny saw it in the same way.
No, you just... I had been waiting to see if you got to this point, and you did. You just nailed it. So when you got the dialogue option that I tried to nudge you away from, of saying to Joshua, you're a true rebel and revolutionary, I steered you away from it because that's not how Joshua sees it.
No.
right? Because Joshua is submitting to God. Now, from Johnny's perspective, you just nailed it on the head. He is, in Johnny's eyes, a rebel. Johnny's right. Johnny does get it.
Yeah.
That's why he's been so fucking angry. He's been trying to wake up the sheep for as long as he lived and passed. So Joshua being willing to, like, go out gently, you know, on camera, like, Johnny went out with the intent to take people out with him with a hateful purpose.
Yeah.
Joshua went out with a similar intent of trying to fix the world, but with love in his heart. There, I mean, you see several lines from Johnny where he shows respect because he realizes Joshua is a better man than him. He does get it. Not fully, but he gets it.
And I think
he's
that's
not
why
wrong when he says he's a rebel. It's just the context that that Johnny is calling him a rebel in. You have to see the perspective shift, which you do, and I give you credit for that.
And I think that was why when the writers were doing the whole scene at the end, even though Johnny might not have understood Joshua, he respected Joshua enough. Like, I've seen it throughout the stories that I've done, right? Johnny will make constant, like, snappy, snarky, sarcastic remarks about just about any situation that V gets himself into. But when
he knows what decency is.
Precisely.
He is capable of decency. And I just want to throw out one thing for your consideration. You said that Johnny doesn't understand Joshua.
Not fully.
I would offer that Johnny does understand Joshua. Johnny just understands himself as well, and knows that he couldn't be Joshua. He made choices that preclude him from, you know, standing in Joshua's shoes. He respects the hell out of him, but he knows he chose a different path.
No, that's fair. I think I can get that too.
I think Johnny does understand him, and Johnny, I think by expressing respect, it's kind of Johnny's way of saying, man, I wish I could have been like him. But I couldn't. And he doesn't, you know, he can't go back. He knows it.
Yeah.
How's Jake doing?
He's easing into it slowly. Needs a day or two to get up on his feet.
But good work on that. He pulls it out. That, like, that perspective shift was very subtle.
On behalf of myself.
And I struggled with it initially too. So the fact that you figured it out, that's kudos.
Yeah.
Very sharp.
Well, like, I've had you helping me along in some of these ways, and so yeah. It's not entirely...
I mean, the worst part for me is, like, am I helping you? Like, what if I'm fucking flat wrong and just haven't, you know, come face to face with the proof yet? But I'd like to think that the fact that I even have that thought makes it less likely to happen.
I think...
But I'm pretty sure, based on, you know, putting a not insignificant amount of thought into things, that I've kind of got a bead. So
yeah, I'm gonna do this map 10 Pillen. I know it's not how you pronounce it, but I don't care. Gonna get started on
yeah,
this.
that's a biggie. Well, it turns into a biggie. There's multiple questions, Shane.
Okay.
The farther you go down it, the deeper into the rabbit hole you're gonna get.
Ergo,
you're not nearing the point of no return.
Need to make contact with the Voodoo Boys chief, if you can swing
but
it.
you won't, once you begin certain parts of the quest, you won't be able to go do other things until you're
the
done.
Voodoo Boys, led by one Maman Brigitte. It's
Just
no easy feat getting an audience with her.
But if anything, I mean, if I had a hope,
really not doing
it would just be that some of these conversations I've had with you,
I strive to
help
avoid
enhance
risking
your
my dealings.
appreciation for the
They
game.
pose much of it.
Oh, for sure.
Still, feelers I can extend. No harm in asking around. I just need
Most
information
of my
from
gripes
you.
are about the game
A
design.
springboard,
The writing,
if you will.
just, it's off the charts, man.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree.
Let's say there's something I got that they want.
Like, the only...
You've got something for the VDB?
I'll be honest. Like, sometimes ideology being put into games, it's fine. I'm okay with that. Like, to an extent, if you do it right, if you do it
devil's
well.
in the details. It's about how they do it. Yep.
Yeah. But
don't ram it down the player's throat.
Yeah.
Trust me. They don't want it. They don't need it. An insular bunch all round. Tech, networks, what you will, all in-house. But if you insist,
Give
I'll
them
poke
a choice
around.
to engage with
In
it
the
or
event
not.
of a twitch,
If they choose not
you'll
to,
hear
don't
from me.
punish them.
Oh, keep busy until Mr. Hands calls back. So I should have called Mr. Hands ages ago.
Nah, it won't be that long.
No.
But
Well, hello.
you should, yeah, definitely progress it.
Yeah, I've had an XPD.
This is a crossover with the Netflix cartoon, Edge Runners.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just want to make sure you know. What kind of sucks is that the BD you watch in this game shows you how David Martinez ends up, which kind of ruins the end of the cartoon if I was ever going to go watch it.
Yeah, I agree. Because I'm sitting there, like, I haven't watched it either, right? So I'm sitting here going, like, taking a look at this big, bulky motherfucker, like, and I'm just like, hang on. That's the same twink that was in the anime? What the hell happened to him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just like, okay. I mean, it frustrates me. Yeah, I know it's been years since bloody the anime came out and all that. So, you know, spoilers at this point are kind of my own fault if I decide not to do anything with it. But at the same time, I want the choice.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Alright.
Jesus Christ, you're carrying a whole freaking armory with you.
Yeah. I have been wondering about that because I've...
Do you even use half of the guns in your inventory right now?
Nah. Though I have been considering swapping out some of the things in my build, considering how I've started putting ranks into body.
Okay.
I just have to decide what I want to do about it, because now I'm sort of like, well...
So you're looking at, like, melee weapons or shotguns, essentially?
Yeah, I'm wondering, because this one here, you got the affects blunt weapons. Right. I know I'm never going to get to body 20 because I've only got another 6 levels to go, so I'll only ever get to 16. But that gives me up to Phenom, or Phenom, whatever. Unless, of course, I do the reset attributes down here and make some of those changes.
Alright, but failing that, because you can, like, you can always pull the trigger on that later.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Perhaps even in New Game Plus, when I've finished doing what I'm doing here, right? But it's like here. So let's take a look at the shotgun path, right? Die, die, die. Oh, and I recognize this character from the anime too, so it's like whatever. Increased crit chance, and then improved weapon handling.
But only as stamina decreases, which has other drawbacks.
Yeah. No movement speed penalties.
Decreases. Did I say increases? Whoops.
Decreases. No, you said decreases.
Good.
When low stamina, 15% mitigation chance, 5% mitigation strength. 25% bullets, minus 25% bullet spread when moving. It's like, okay, so I can see this going really well if you go for like a shotgun mode. Or, you know, as it says, shotguns, LMGs, HMGs. Alright. fine. I'm gonna be honest, I'd probably go for shotguns if I was to go for this build. Increased crit chance as stamina decreases. So it's like, so the more you go into this build, the more you want to be running a low stamina. So you want benefit you, the lower your stamina is. The ability to and then level 3 unlocks Obliterate, the ability to sometimes instantly kill and dismember enemies at low health. I'll admit I'm pretty much killing most enemies with a single shot. Unless I miss my headshot, I'm almost always doing so.
Headshots with a revolver are meant to be mostly lethal to trash mobs.
Yeah. Again.
Elites and bosses will eat it, and bosses will eat it and smile at you.
Oh, this one here. Dismemberment spreads to nearby enemies. Like, that's good. That's fantastic. Increased reload speed after dismembering enemies. Increased chance to obliterate. Just like, okay. Got all this good shit for shotguns and all that. Then here. Okay, rip and tear. Oh, I know where rip and tear is coming from. They're referencing bloody Doom.
Rip and tear, in my opinion, is the one perk in that entire tree that, I mean, if you look at the tooltip right under the name of it, it only affects shotgun.
Yeah.
Most of the perks in that tree are for several different weapon types, LMGs, HMGs.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, they don't really make sense for shotguns. And I'll kind of spoil why. Shotguns are very short-range weapons. At least HMGs and LMGs can reach out and touch a motherfucker. But you are going to end up fighting in close quarters. Most of those other bonuses, they just don't make that big of a difference. But rip and tear, when you're mixing, and it's the reason that it doesn't really make sense is because of the limited magazine in a shotgun and the reload time typically being longer. Like, yeah, LMGs and HMGs have long reload times, but they also have deep magazines. So rip and tear is the one perk where it's like, oh, that screams optimizing a shotgun build. Because you're mixing melee at close quarters with shotgun shots at close quarter.
Exactly. And this one here only affects LMGs. Doesn't even affect HMGs.
Yep.
Like, plus 20% ammo refill. Like, alright. And yeah, then you got this tree here for Adrenaline Rush. Like, this is a non-weapon specific tree, I think, so it's fine.
Yeah, everybody that gets body up should be looking at that stuff. Adrenaline in particular is interesting. It's not my favorite mechanic, but if you read how it works, when your health item is triggered, whether you do it or a piece of cyberware triggers it, you essentially get temporary hit points. That, you know, it's like a damage shield, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, that is.
It just makes it so that, like, if you're getting hammered and you go to low health, like especially if you've got cyberware that will auto trigger your health item, what you'll find, like if you just deliberately get into a scrap with the cops and you're surrounded and getting pelted and your health is dropping like crazy, even if you catch it before you die and you get your health item off, it doesn't really, like in certain circumstances, like I would say about half the time, it doesn't even matter which health item you use or how powerful it is. You're just taking so much damage that all you're doing is delaying the inevitable for like 2 seconds. But if you add in temporary hit points to that, it can extend it to the point where you might actually be able to get away or, you know, drop a couple of enemies with a grenade. Like, it kind of increases that buffer of, oh shit, I'm gonna die, okay, I've got a few seconds, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then on the right here, you've got blunt weapons, which could be fun if I was going into that build, because you've got your charge, you've got your launched attack, and
Quake.
yeah, your quake, and you've got your surrounding skills for these, like which is
The nice thing
fantastic.
about blunt weapons is that they have very good ability to ignore armor.
Yeah.
For melee weapons, like that's one of the big drawbacks of like knives and katanas.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I understand that completely. Then finally we move into reflexes. Like if I instead of going into body, I'd gone into reflexes. Like you got your assault rifles and SMGs, right? So you've got, which is they're fine. I haven't seen much use for them since most of the time I'm doing precision fire, so I haven't wanted to
I mean,
use
if you
them.
can get one of the decent iconic SMGs or assault rifles, that third tier, not the top tier, but the third tier of perks in that tree. Once you start getting stacks of the sharpshooter buff,
Mm.
when you stack a few of those perks that benefit from they get enabled by stacks of sharpshooter, things can get ridiculous quick. Like
7%
that is a
focus.
tree that will allow an SMG, which is shorter range, unfortunately, or an assault rifle, which has the range, but will typically fire slower than an SMG, but it'll have, equivalent. The SMGs tend to have better magazines. The assault rifles, they pay for it with their range. They don't have these big magazines, but
Yeah.
those perks will allow you to outperform something like an LMG or an HMG.
Yeah. And it's good, like, because look, that third level, 7% bonus stamina regen rate and stamina cost, like, and it stacks 7 times, which means you've got a 49% bonus to
Right,
both
and if your
regen and.
stamina is maintained, your accuracy is going to be better, and your ability to continue moving around. Mobility, I am not a fan of your typical run and gun shooter. As much as I loved Halo, like I prefer tactical and decision making. Unfortunately, the combat in this game isn't all that tactical. You can do it. You can slow things down and think your way through engagements, especially like hacking is a godsend for the tactical.
Oh, fuck yes.
But the combat in this game, realistically, I would say it's built around a core of run and gun. And stamina is key to that. You run out of stamina, you are hosed. If you are relying on mobility and you have no stamina, it's a problem.
Yeah. No,
You better be behind cover by the time you run out.
No, I.
Now the second level of reflexes in that middle tree.
Yeah.
Or third level. No, it's second level. The dash ability, in my opinion, out of all the reflex perks that I've unlocked, if I had to strip down my point investment to the bare minimum that really was worth it, the bang for the buck, it would have been just level 1 and 2 of the middle tree.
Yeah.
And, mix and match the optional perks to taste, but like, you need dash. You should have dash. But everything else in the reflexes tree, I was disappointed because I wanted to make a reflex focused build, and it just, when I compared the investments to other trees, it just didn't feel like I was getting the same. And granted, that might be a function of my bias against run and gun.
Yeah, I get that.
I'll
and
admit that.
I mean, this one here, aerodynamic, 30% mitigation strength in midair. Like, that takes you to 80%. So if you can increase your mitigation chance, that means that so long as you're jumping and being mobile and, oh, fuck, I hate where that just brought me to, because we're going to PvP FPSs where everyone's all like, you gotta do the movement meta. Like, fuck off!
Oh, you mean like, well, even not even in PvP. You remember Payday?
Yeah, I do.
When we got to the high-end difficulties in that game, we couldn't go with armor anymore. Armor and regen builds failed to keep you alive. You had to go with a dodge build.
Yep.
It's the only way to survive the heavy difficulty ones.
Yep, it was.
Yeah, I hate it too. But here's something to maybe, you know, I mean, it's your point stands, but if you look at the combination between the one that you were just looking at that gives you the mitigation strength,
Mm-hmm.
look at the hybrid, yeah, the
Yeah.
one in between tier 3 of the two. So if you combine that with the other one and a Defensivkov, which you have,
Yeah.
think about it.
No, I saw that and I was like, that's bananas, man. Like,
But you
I'll
have to have the Defensivkov to really make it work.
oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, it's nuts. And then yeah, this one here. I wouldn't even bother with this tailwind ability. 25% plus 25 stamina. Okay, so it grants stamina for actually doing dashes and double jumps, but
Correct. So you can actually, like, here's the thing. I didn't like it when I first read it either. I had the exact same reaction you did. Upon reflection, I thought about it and I had a couple of instances in combat where I had dug into a position, I had mowed down a bunch of guys, and I got pressured from the flanks. And I got into a situation where I needed to move because I was in a very inadvantageous position based on the way the enemy had moved. But I had spent so much time blowing all my stamina out through the barrel of my gun, because for each shot you lose a little bit of stamina.
yep.
I couldn't move, and I got dinged up because of it. When I reflected back on what that perk does, all I would have had to have done is air dashed away. Whether
Yep.
forward, whether backward, wherever, like, because I already knew in my head when I perceived the threat growing and I had to move, I had to, the safest place was to a few cargo containers behind me and to the right. Like, I instinctively remembered the layout enough that I knew which direction I needed to go in. But because I had blown all my stamina out, I couldn't get there before I started getting my ass kicked. With that perk, I would have been able to escape.
Of 33% deflects projectiles to wherever your reticle is aimed. So that's actually not a bad skill. I don't know. Okay.
If you were making a blade build, that is an like. They did a good job with the perk designs as far as catering to specific builds. Like, they gave you a reason to pick something and invest in it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be unfair or uncharitable, because game balance is a Sisyphean task. Especially when you do PvP stuff. But, like, even in single player, it's not easy to do game balance. And I was disappointed that even though they did a great job of differentiating the combat styles and having perks that catered to them, mechanically speaking, even between the dedicated perk trees.
I'm inclined to agree, and the thing is, right, like, even if I went for either the blade or in body I went for the blunt weapon builds, I would have to go for a ranged weapon build as well, because there's just there are too many times I have found where what I would want to do, if, like, when I've been looking at a situation, like if I was to go in and just either smash or stab, I would have so much trouble dealing with certain enemies, like the guys on rooftops, or or enemies that are just sort of out of the way, where, like, they might be on a balcony or something, where in order for me to get to that balcony I'd have to go to the back of the room and get up some stairs or something like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is possible. Like, you're right. They did a good job creating tactical situations where there are enemy positions that make your plan to, how do I want to say this? Your plan to neutralize the threats.
Hmm.
They complicate it with the environment sometimes, and they do a good job of it. However, they don't always give you, like, once you, like, half the time it's a matter of just realizing that bastard is up there, right? And then once you realize there's an enemy up there, then you start looking for a path and you can figure out a way to get to them. And if you do that before you engage, you are a leg up because you can go to that bastard first, take him out, and then he's not going to complicate the rest of the scenario. Sometimes, though, they give you no path to those guys. There is no way to get to them except through the other guys. And that's a case where your playstyle would be preferable over mine because you have a penchant for long-range precision shots. I can do it, but I don't enjoy it as much.
Hey,
No.
So then I'm in a position where I've got to close, and the only way to close is through all that mess. Whereas you just need an angle on the guy and he's toast.
Yeah, that's why I'm sort of like, I'm gonna be honest. I'd love to get in and, you know, try doing a build where I, you know, primarily focus melee, but I can't see myself doing it simply because I'd end up defaulting to some of my longer range tactics.
Here's what I can tell you. The developers took that perspective in mind, and you and I both have in our character builds, we both have time dilation abilities. Karen's Cobb. My build has a Sandevistan as well. So when shit gets hairy, I hit the button and I stop screwing around, right?
Yeah.
And when I use those techs, I mean, dudes just, they fall. Like, I mow things down. When you want to do a melee-based build in a gun-based game, Karenzakov and Sandevistan, for those situations you're talking about, they are basically not optional anymore. Like with my build, it's optional. I can get through a tough combat just by using cover in my gun. I don't have to use Karenzakov or Sandevistan. But in order to survive tougher fights with a melee build, you will have to use them. I should point out, though, the other operating system option you have, because they only give you the one operating system slot, and then they give you like 4 freaking options to use in it. So you can use a cyberdeck, and hacking is the most versatile thing that you can put in your operating system slot. However, you also have the option of Sandevistan, which once you get up to the high-end units, they slow time a lot. Like, they're absolutely devastating. They're just short, which isn't the end of the world. But then the other one you've got is Berserk. Now, most of the Berserks are kind of meh. They're just not impressive. You know, the Zeta Tech will let you, like, they can drop you to 25% health, but while it's active, they can't kill you. Woo woo. But here's the thing, the higher end Berserk systems, like if you get the high-end Militech Berserk, when you kick that fucker on, do you by chance have any idea what it does?
Not off the top of my head. I think I've seen it, but I dismissed it because
Immune to all damage. Completely indestructible for the duration of the effect. And it lasts like 15 seconds. You want to get to somebody? There you go. Just ignore everything as you charge across the battlefield. I mean, literally ignore everything.
And 15 seconds could be a long time in this game. I'll give it that, yeah.
Sprint, double jump, dash, like, they'd have to design a pretty whacked out environment for you to be completely unable to reach your target before that wears off. And even if it does wear off, how many of the enemies will be able to maintain an angle on you as you move, not have their shots obstructed, and be able to do enough damage to you before you can get the rest of the way to your target? Like, Like, Berserk is pretty serious. So it's like the one operating system slot that doesn't help you in that situation, if you're doing a melee build, is the cyber deck. You either beat the guys with your cyber deck, or you're going to get shot a lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I wouldn't. Okay, there's a caveat there. I'm not being accurate. The one way to play with a cyber deck and a melee weapon that will work really well is a stealth build. That will work extremely well.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
You can ninja your way through with a melee weapon and a cyber deck, but otherwise you're going to want to send Devastin or a Berserk. So hopefully that will simplify your analysis of all your options.
Yeah. The other option that I have...
Eliminate some of the trial and error for you.
Yeah, I was thinking one of the other options I've got is like, I think if I'm going to go for a melee build, I don't think I'm going to be trying anything in New Game Plus, because I think I'd actually have to genuinely start a new game, you know, completely new character, all that jazz, just so I can see how I can do things from the ground up.
Yeah, if you've already got an advanced character and you're not forced to go through the early struggles, you won't master the combat style the same way, to the same extent. When you're forced to struggle early on, you get better at it.
Exactly.
I agree, 100%. You have to get more, I don't want to say innovative, because your moveset is the same to every other player that plays the game, but I guess you have to get more precise in order to survive when you're doing the early game struggle. It is less forgiving of mistakes, which means you train yourself not to make as many mistakes. It's in that case, like in that context, this game actually does a good job of kind of expressing the Dark Souls kind of difficulty scale. Like, when you're low level in Dark Souls, yeah, sure, the enemies aren't as threatening, but that's, you know, it doesn't make the game easy because you're weak as shit, and your technique also probably sucks, which means you're gonna still get your butt kicked more even against the weaker enemies than you will against the strong enemies later, because your character is so much more resilient. Your gear helps you survive mistakes more easily.
Text from Belinda. Oh, that was
that
was 20 minutes ago. She was asking if I wanted to come to grab a sausage. We'd been...
Did she know you were streaming?
No, I hadn't told her I was planning to stream. Mind you, in saying that, the stream was more or less spur of the moment decision anyway.
Yeah. Alright, well,
I can't. I mean, it was 20 minutes ago. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there anyway. I don't feel like doing too much more on this story for the time being. So I think I'll end the stream and just be like, catch everyone later.
Alright, man. Well, it was fun.
It was.
Hopefully you had fun, and I'll catch you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
And